Did you miss us? We are so back with the Survivor Kingston road trip recap show. I'm Ben Dantowitz, of course, here with my trusty co-host Chris Rossi. Chris, what do you think about this final five taking shape?
First of all, I can honestly say I never thought I'd be in this position after the 2 year delay since the previous episode. But here we are, very
That's
excited
fair.
we're back.
We did try to hire to replace your role, so that makes a lot of sense that you would say that. I can't believe you realized that I had other plans for my final two
Yeah.
for the end of this season, and you still snuck into the final two. But just like how Mandy just clutched that win, cracked the code
Yes.
to get into the final
I
five.
I will say this now. I'm buying Mandy merch as we speak. I
Mhm.
am Team Mandy right now. Do I think she has a chance to win? We can get to that later, but I really like where we're at after that penultimate episode. Obviously, it's a yellow heavy group, and I like that there's a little bit of blue mixed in there.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, we got the Capybara tribe, OG Yellow tribe. We got this one lone. I forget what Coyote was red. I'm trying to remember
Yep,
what the blue one was, but
Emu.
that's okay. Emu, thank you. They just say the colors anyway. Even Jeff Probst in the show is saying the colors. It's pretty
Yeah,
honestly pretty rude to the local animals in Survivor Kingston area. I presume is why
yeah. I don't
what
know if
they're
any of
all
those are.
named for. I assume. But before
Yep.
we talk about the final five, we should probably bring it all the way back to the beginning of this episode.
Hmm.
Like you mentioned, you dedicated viewers, thank you so much for staying with us. We love that you're keeping up with this content too, and it means the world. That we get to do this as a full time job every
Oh
day
yeah.
for the last 3 years. And so we get caught up in this little montage, little ragtag like recap of what's going on in the game. And the most interesting thing is that this yellow capybara tribe is fully intact coming to this episode. And we see Gabe is like this big threat that has like evaded a lot of bullets, keeps finding advantages,
He's stumbled
and
into every single advantage you could possibly think of, which is
yeah,
hilarious to me.
I'm excited to break it down. Hopefully, can get you all an exit interview very soon to just get inside that mind and the game player that is Gabe.
I
He
love that.
obviously on his way out mentioned he had some things he wants to improve upon. So I'm excited to just talk through the highs, lows, and everything in between.
He
But
also
but yeah,
mentioned in his little like exit interview mid episode that I don't know if that was recorded after the fact or not, but he said like he thought something was going to go a certain way, but that's information we'll find out about later. I'm not sure if he
yeah,
meant,
I appreciate it and spoil it.
yeah, I didn't know if that meant finale or if that was stuff in that episode that was supposed to be revealed that I just
Mhm.
didn't pick up on.
I'm gonna assume finale stuff. It's always
Yeah,
tricky, and just these players, they're so well media trained that they're just dropping little breadcrumbs for us, and we love to see that. But yeah, just it's interesting that Gabe doesn't win the shuffleboard challenge, so it's just like the obvious target. They maybe try to grab some of the capybara members in the middle, the Toms, the Adams, maybe get them to swing over with Bones and Bear. To get some numbers, Gabe's obviously had the extra vote. Ultimately, looks like I believe only one other player votes with Gabe, and
yep,
I think Bear was the only one that voted
there.
with them. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, so everyone's just kind of too scared of what Gabe might be able to do as far as immunity run goes.
Did
Guess Gabe
you,
is
yeah,
Gabe
did
is
you see
I don't know,
Bones?
does Gabe win that? Does Gabe win that overhand challenge? If he stays,
Probably, but
you
Tom,
think
though,
so?
like,
Yeah.
Tom
What
looked
What was your
like a
question?
statue. I was gonna say, do you think Bones? Did you think he was gonna flip at any point, or did you think he was yellow strong the whole time?
Um, I mean, I think we can break this down further, but I think Bones is like so well insulated inside the Capybara tribe that he has some of the least incentive to want to break. Um, but yeah, so we lose Gabe here. Our next year out, ran out of tricks in his bag, and then we go to this
Like
next
endurance
challenge, this
challenge?
overhand endurance challenge we talked about.
Hmm.
Get your Mandy merch out. Obviously, crushes this challenge. I will say, I'm not thrilled about the game design. We know we call balls and strikes here, and I just feel like there's got to be a little more restrictions on maybe who can move where and when. Like in some other challenges, I'm thinking about like the one on some of the ones in the water out in Fiji, from the
Yeah.
sister show Survivor on CBS. They have to stand on one foot at a certain point. I just feel like being able to walk around the arm bending I thought was a little bit egregious at some
Yeah.
points for some of the
Bear
players, the castaways.
specifically stood out. He was holding the vertically quite often, and there were a couple warnings given out by our host.
Yeah,
Tom was the one that I mean, if
yeah.
Tom didn't win that, it would have felt
I I
like,
don't know if the prize for this season is big enough to warrant like an ethics investigation,
yeah,
but
true.
but if it's big enough, yeah, I we might have had to have some issues if Barrett had
Yeah.
won that challenge, but
But 46
um
minutes, regardless if you're
of how
moving
you're
a little
doing
bit,
that is unreal.
unreal.
Unreal
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah. I'm assuming those are like 15 to 20 pounds in weight, maybe
have
more,
to be. And so
maybe a little
long.
bit more. Yeah, probably actually more, right? Like the closest I could say is it's not gonna be as heavy as a barbell,
Correct.
um, but like a
30,
but like
45 pounds. Yeah.
but yeah,
No, I was impressed. They were like what, street signs or fence posts or something metal, and they probably weren't very evenly. Can't remember what they actually looked like, but I feel like they would have been.
they're probably well distributed weight. I
You think
feel
so?
like
Okay.
usually just grab in the middle. Yeah, I think so.
I
How are
would have
you
been bad.
engineering your street signs?
What?
Who's your civil engineer, Clark?
Not okay, not street signs. I don't know. It's a metal post.
Yeah. Why are you making a metal post that's not like pretty much uniform for whatever
I was
signs or
picturing the bottom
fencing?
having a bigger
Bottom's got
base.
like an anchor or something.
Yeah,
No,
but
I think people are holding the middle.
I think they're pretty.
So yeah, Tom wins this one, and interestingly, people like I guess take note of Tom here when he makes this impassioned speech that he like was really
Yeah.
happy he won a immunity challenge, which I get it. You know, bucket list item. I think
Hmm.
the maybe famous last words to have a bucket list when you're playing like a game where you should only have one thing on the list to do, which is win. But that's neither here nor there. And so next on the casual list is interestingly Bear here. Obviously results oriented thinking here. Mandy ends up winning the final six immunity, but what's your take on?
Yeah, I think they're just picking people off that aren't yellow at this point, and is that's when Mandy played her. Um, what's it called?
Or did she have the safety without power for that
She had
one?
safety
That's
without
right.
power as well, so it was back to
Well,
back, or not back to back, but so she just was like,
upon being reminded about that, I don't think there was much to say between
yeah,
choosing between Bear and
I
Mandy
think
with
he knew
Mandy's
too.
off the tribal council. Yep. Yeah, that was exactly. Yeah, that was a very sad tribal council to actually witness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both
unfortunate.
safety without power plays were brutal because Clark was left a couple episodes ago. He was just
Yep,
left
same
sitting
thing,
out
sitting
there, had
duck. Yeah,
no
not trying to swing
clue.
the numbers. Yep, unfortunate. But yeah, so that gets us to the final six, and then we have this, of course, this schoolyard rush through the fence,
The
get the
fastest
lock
challenge of all
open.
time. Yeah.
Um, Up there, I'd say up there. I feel like there's been a couple of the ones where in Fiji they like hold the pole together and they balance the ball, and then
Oh,
everyone like
yeah. And it drops in the
drops the
middle.
ball immediately.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, as far as non-balance challenges, probably one of the fastest obstacle courses I've ever seen played.
Yeah. Bones
This
gets
is
there immediately.
this is right up there with the word search. What was this? The word search with the 3-point shot from pre-merge.
Yeah.
That word search was a quick one from what I
Yeah.
saw. Um, but yeah, so we get this final six immunity challenge goes to Mandy, and now Capybara has to make a decision. And I guess what's interesting to me here is I feel like most of the players, I give a lot of credit to Bones and Elaine, who at least in the confessional, they're telling me that they're thinking about the end game.
Yeah.
I don't think for Evie, Tom, or Adam, they're giving me too much confessional, and I'm sure they're thinking about the end game, but I'm not seeing it in the edit. Could be a little bit of edgic there of just like they're not talking about what their plan is when they have to start cannibalizing. What's the pecking order for this capybara tribe? Again,
Hmm.
they're thinking about getting to this final five instead of thinking about how do I win the game. And so, uh, yeah, I was really just confused as to how they let themselves get here.
That's a good question. Like Elaine, to me, seems like she's aware of every single thing going on. She knew she had to get rid of Tom because he was the biggest threat to her. Because if it's Elaine in the final three, like she wants it to be with her, Bones, and Evie, I don't see how she doesn't get every vote. But maybe that's just me from an outsider, and her husband's been on my podcast before, so maybe I have a little bit of bias. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and we'd love to have all the wives, husbands, friends, family on this podcast, of course, too. If you want to call in sometime, you just have to call while we're recording this, of course, because we're not. This is post produced,
Yeah,
but you're
very.
allowed to call in, of course. Just if anybody's ever wanting to do that. But yeah, I totally agree. I think like Elaine has throughout the game been talking about people she's identifying as threats that are a threat to her game and who she wants to move forward in the game with. I'm not
Mhm.
seeing a lot of that from most other people. Obviously the edit is one thing versus how she speaks to the jury and if she's winning the players over. Are the players feeling that game that she's talking about? We have to wait and see how that
I was going to say
unfolds
she's
in
done a
the
good job at.
final episode.
Nobody's said her name that I can think of that's still
Yeah.
in the game. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting. I think like so much of the modern era of Survivor always is like get out all the big threats and then who was the mastermind that was like sneaky enough to
Yep.
like stay under the radar. And so Elaine obviously checks those boxes and just whether she feels like enough of a threat to warrant the win. There's a lot of
Hmm.
game left to play, right? We got the final five immunity, we got the final four.
Is there going to be fire?
Presumably, I voted for fire. Did you vote for fire?
I did. I think the fans voted for fire. Hopefully, was there
Don't
fire?
flame me. Don't flame me in the chat, but I voted for fire.
Was there fire in season one?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But season two has been a much bigger production upgrade, so I think Fire is in the cards.
Yeah.
I don't know who would be best at Fire of that group. I don't picture it being Elaine, but who knows?
I've no idea. I don't know what any of their outdoor skills are like because
Is she the
there has
one?
been a lot of camp life. It was a
Yeah.
lot of turnarounds, you know. I would love to see some more camp life segments. That's really what I tune in for.
Yeah, the one big camp life moment was them kind of breaking the news to Tom before that vote, kind of,
Yep.
and he just kind of had to accept, like, all right, I
That
guess.
wasn't even camp life though. That was just like game talk at the camp.
Yeah,
There's no fire logs, like nothing.
yeah.
Anyway.
In a course of 39 hours or however much long this game is taking, it's got to be difficult to
Yeah,
do
I just
anything.
want to see like one s'more get made. Is that too much to ask?
That's a good point. Maybe
Yeah. Are they not
if they,
foraging for marshmallows very well? Like what's
they
the
need like
situation?
yeah, they need like an Applebee's sponsor for season 3 to get them at least a
I would love to see a
merchant.
Liz meltdown over Applebee's. I'd pay a lot of money for that. So yeah, we get to this final six vote though, and I guess it's just Tom. I guess because Tom is perceived as that threat that's
Yeah,
not in that core three of am I right?
Elaine, Bones, and Evie.
It's Evie, right? I was like, it's not Evie, but it
There's
was
there's a
Evie
whole
in
part in it.
the
Yep.
the whole edits. Now of course I'm gonna get it wrong. So sorry, Evie.
Shout out,
Um,
shout out Evie.
yeah, right there. Oh
That's
wow. Oh, so you think
that's
Elaine might win you think Elaine's your winner pick, but you also are an Evie
yeah.
fan.
I have Evie
Okay,
merch, and I'm also buying Mandy merch. So I'm
got it.
trying to just get
Okay.
the whole
Wow.
group, the whole whole
Is Mandy
set.
doing like a special limited edition release? Like, is it one of those like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm just trying to capitalize on my 15 minutes?
it's a padlock.
Oh,
Yeah,
engraved or like what?
I hope so. I
Okay.
reached for the autographed edition, but I don't
Does
know
it
if
come with instructions or do you just have to know? Because like if you know, you know.
you just have to call Bones and see if he can figure it out for you. So
Oof.
good luck
Okay.
getting that opened.
Too soon.
Unfortunately,
What do you think we're gonna see for this final like immunity challenge? Are we gonna see some bigger like obstacle course? Because
I
maybe we're
think
saving some of the resources for it.
obstacle course is so hard to pull off. I think, but they've been doing. I'm trying to think of like the first season what they did. I'm gonna guess it's an endurance thing. No, I'm not. There's gonna be a puzzle involved. Let's be honest. They're gonna try to
Yeah,
do. I think he's gonna try to mix a little bit of physical, a little bit of strategic into
I'd love to
one
see it.
thing. Hopefully, I feel like a ball is gonna need to be tossed into something with some accuracy. That's my prediction.
Okay.
I have no insider information. I promise.
Yeah, me neither. And I insisted on not having it. Makes it
Yeah.
possible for us to give you an authentic recap experience.
Hmm.
So I think we've talked through most of the episode. Any other things that we might have missed along the way that you want to
The
highlight?
golf thing cracked me up. Some people
The
were
golf,
just
the shuffle golf.
yeah, the amount of people just launching them over, the amount of whiffed shots, and the amount of one, and then when it all mattered, I think it was Tom and Adam. Tom puts one in the 4 point zone, and Adam has to match, and it misses by like an inch to win, which would have been crazy.
That was pretty sick that like it got that close in the crunch time though. Because I agree, it was.
Exactly.
I mean, it was relatively some amateur golfers out there for sure.
Yeah, that was tough. I thought the final edit was funny when they were previewing each individual player remaining. It was just clips of Bones missing 3 point shots from a previous challenge.
And
Which
jumping over
doesn't
the
bode
fence.
well.
Remember like the up and unders or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His failed attempt at jumping over the fence. But no, I mean, I was really impressed with Luke/Jeff's job editing this, and I'm hoping we get a finale this calendar year.
Yeah, I think and I'll be honest. We're recording this in the second quarter of 2026, so I think it's
Mhm.
possible.
I think
I do
so.
think it's possible.
I saw the editing studio firsthand when this episode was published. So
Yeah.
maybe I need to go
Okay.
back down to Louisville and force Luke's hand as editor to
There you go.
release the finale.
Well, I mean, from your lips to Jeff's ears, am I right?
Do you want to make your winner pick right now?
It's hard to not pick Elaine.
Yeah,
So that's.
I'm
But also,
missing.
like, I forget what we said in the past recap episodes. Maybe some people can remind us. But have we been talking about Elaine this whole time?
You gotta think so, right? She's
Yeah.
had her finger on the pulse of the
I know
game.
we talked about how like she and Clark like knew each other from outside the game
Yeah,
before like pre-existing connection, and
yeah.
so like Elaine like immediately was like, I'm just gonna get rid of Clark like
I was
immediately.
gonna
Like
say she wasn't using that
people don't
to.
even know that he's good at puzzles. Like we should get rid of him ASAP. And I
Yeah,
was like, yep, like she knows what she's doing.
yeah. No, that is
So
brutal.
it'll just be an interesting question if she gets got here, right? Like
Yes.
if Mandy pulls another immunity, then there's no easy vote necessarily for
True.
Capybara.
But
Maybe
I
Adam's
haven't
the
seen
easy
any.
vote, but
I
we
haven't
don't
seen
know.
any inkling of anybody else saying, we should probably get Elaine out, or else
Yeah.
she's gonna win.
How do you feel about this like Capybara like not really having a plan? Do you feel like everyone felt like they were on the inner like core of Capybara,
I
and
don't
that's why
think.
they stayed there, or
Yeah,
it's just too
I think they were.
short-sighted?
I don't think they thought it was going to get to this point, and they were going to be able to have numbers at the end. And now they're probably being like, "Oh crap, we have
Too
to
many
vote out our own
numbers.
people." 'Cause none of these, they're not. None of these people are Survivor experts, as far as I know. Like I said, Elaine's probably the one person that actually watches Survivor. I could be wrong, but none of the others have like showed that they're big Survivor fans by any means. Which maybe they do that on purpose, and they could be deep down. I don't know. But it's showing that it's valuable to be familiar with the game, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a prerequisite in the 2020s and beyond.
Do you think there's any chance that Elaine finds an immunity idol underneath the voting table, like she's looked every single time, or
No,
no?
I feel like at this point production would have to put one there to gift one to her, and I don't think production is in the business of doing that.
No, I agree.
It
And
would be
then last
really
question.
funny if they put one there right after she votes for the last time, and then somebody else takes one though.
Yeah, where it's been on the backside of it the whole time and she never looked. Yeah,
That would be good. Um, Also, it would have been really funny if Gabe could have found that because he's so good at finding stuff, and he didn't find that.
I know. He would have too. Do you think season three is in the mix at all, or do you think this is the last hurrah?
I don't know, but here's what I will say: is the fans the fans voted for all these different game design things, but the fans definitely voted for more Survivor Kingston. I think that's like a
They have to, right?
unanimous pick. And I mean Jeff's a people pleaser, so you got to give the fans more Survivor. Now will the networks you know cough up the change?
I
What's the
know.
production? What's the budget going to look like for these? I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of ad revenue in the streaming era right now. There was really like a big boom post COVID in the vaccine era, and now I feel like it's just much harder to create and get production out there. We have such a fractured media infrastructure, and I'm sure people would love to hear me wax poetic about this, but um, I'm not gonna hold my breath, but I'm rooting for it.
Okay, I like that. And if it's 2048 or 2052 or whatever when that comes out,
And
we'll
is
be
that when
here.
it's filming, or is that when it's going to be released?
It's probably filming like tomorrow, and that's when it'll be released.
Got it. Oh, well, that's exciting if it's filming tomorrow. That's actually really good
Maybe,
news.
maybe.
That gives us a chance. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed. That actually be really sweet. Yeah, I mean, as long as there's Survivor Kingston happening, we'll be here to talk about it. Am I right?
Yeah, we're providing what the people want. So
Yeah. Well, uh, anything else before we sign off?
nope.
What else you got going
Congratulations.
on, Chris? What else you got
Nothing
going
else.
on?
I have nothing going on. I just
Yeah,
watched Survivor 50, and then that was a great prequel into the penultimate episode that was Survivor Kingston
yeah.
road
You
trip.
doing some more field guide work over there?
The
Anything else to
GoatCast
plug?
has some new episodes rolling out right
Okay.
now, surprisingly. Not that Luke's connected to either of these two projects, and that's the reason for these delays. It's a group issue, but no, we got some content coming out. I have a couple of videos I'm working on the side. Those might come out like in 20 years.
For fun.
Um, there's just a, I like one of
Just
these days
you're working on projects. That's
I'm
awesome.
working on projects in my head mostly, and I have a
Yeah.
lot of them.
Well, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
They can just go to my Instagram. Actually, don't go to my Instagram. Go to the Goatcast Pod's Instagram. You
And
can
just
watch
check those
Clark and
out.
Luke, much funnier, better looking people than me. Talk about whatever we talk about. So, what about you?
I don't know about funnier, but definitely better looking.
Okay, I'll agree with that. I'll take
Yeah,
one.
yeah. What about me? Should I flip that? Does that mean? What about me? I'm doing a. I don't know what's going to be on this YouTube channel after this because I've taken a bit of a hiatus from this YouTube channel. But whatever, it's my name, so whatever is on this channel, it's me. It's me doing whatever I want to do on this channel, and that's great. I'm doing a bunch of sports stuff, doing some round net stuff as well. So if anybody likes spike ball and round net and all that jazz, you can check out the Round Network for whatever the next project is. There's two more projects than I can name right now, and I couldn't tell you which one's coming first because that's
Hey, that's a good
that's
tease.
how we're just like Survivor Kingston. We're just angling for as much budget as possible to produce as much good stuff for the people, and the people. People love to consume, so we're trying to make sure people are happy.
And
That's what we do.
if the people want to consume more content with you and I together, that exists.
Yes.
And
Oh
the
yeah, you
Puzzle
can go.
League,
Yeah, you can go check out the whole Puzzle League,
yeah,
as
Field
well
Guide
as
podcast,
a huge throwback to some other field guide stuff, an OG Goatcast pod.
old episodes.
Yeah, I
Hopefully,
would
there's a season two of the Puzzle League, and hopefully, we get Ben on more episodes of the Goatcast because we've
happy to come on the
gotten to the point.
Goatcast anytime. I'm welcome. Yeah, I think
Okay.
people are due for whatever topic we talk about, they probably need to be educated about it, right?
We've hit the point where we want to bring guests back, so I feel like you should be first in line for that. So
Wow,
my
that's
people will call
actually
your people.
that's actually very kind of you to offer. And I know you're just saying that because this is a recorded line, but I truly do appreciate you saying it out loud.
Not crossing my fingers, not doing anything
Well,
disingenuous.
well. Speaking about disingenuous, we're gonna see who's telling the truth, who's lying about these jury votes in this next episode. But until then, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you're as excited about the episode as we were. We'll see you soon.
See you later.